I'm Ryan Dominguez, the supervisor for the Hazardous Waste Management Plan Unit within the Department of Toxic Substances Control. DTSC has been granted an exciting opportunity to establish a long-term hazardous waste reporting and planning program that can make significant impacts on hazardous waste management in California. In 2021, Senate Bill 158 was approved and formed the current California Health and Safety Code 25135, which requires the development of hazardous waste management reports and plans. In the years to come, DTSC will conduct continuous in-depth research and analysis to generate hazardous waste management reports and plans that consider the types and amounts of hazardous waste generated in California, how hazardous waste is transported, the amounts of hazardous waste treated, and where hazardous waste ends up. The hazardous waste management plans will serve as comprehensive planning documents for the future management of hazardous waste in the state. This information will help guide the department to fulfill its mission to protect California's people, communities, and environment from toxic substances, enhance economic vitality by restoring contaminated land, and compelling manufacturers to make safer consumer products. To develop a comprehensive analysis and substantial recommendations, the research will take time, and we invite you along as we draft these reports and plans. I am very excited for the department's opportunity to work with you to make an important difference in hazardous waste management in California.
One of the key elements to California's Hazardous Waste Management Program is the identification of hazardous wastes. It is important to identify those wastes that present a threat to human health and the environment if not managed in a controlled and systematic manner. Hazardous wastes can be liquids, solids, semi-solids, or contain gases. Many products that we use every day are considered hazardous wastes when we are finished using them or are generated as a result of industrial processes. These wastes are considered hazardous because they can and have threatened our health and drinking water, surface water, air, and land if they are not managed appropriately.
Improper management of hazardous waste has been one of the most serious environmental problems that the nation has had to face. In 1979, the US EPA estimated that almost 60 million metric tons of hazardous waste was generated, but only about 10% was managed in an environmentally sound manner. The mismanagement had terrible consequences across the nation, and many cases of serious damage to human health and the environment occurred, including in California. To address the problems caused by poor management practices, the United States Congress enacted the Resource Conservation and Recovery Act, or RCRA. The overriding objective of RCRA was to establish a national system to ensure the proper management of hazardous waste.
The national system created for hazardous waste management follows the concept of cradle to grave, which means managing hazardous waste in a controlled and systematic manner throughout its lifespan. This system of control begins at the point of generation of the hazardous waste and continues through the transportation, treatment, storage, and the disposal of the hazardous waste. The US EPA may authorize states to implement the Federal Hazardous Waste Management Program in lieu of the US EPA. DTSC received authorization from the US EPA to implement the federal program in 1992. The US EPA's authorization made DTSC the primary authority enforcing the federal hazardous waste requirements in California. Since then, DTSC has maintained and enforced one of the most robust and protective hazardous waste management programs in the nation.
The first task of the Hazardous Waste Management Plan Unit is to develop a hazardous waste management report by March 1st, 2023. For the report, we will analyze hazardous waste generation, transportation, treatment, and disposal information for RCRA hazardous wastes and additional wastes that are regulated in California, such as non-RCRA hazardous waste. The initial report is the starting point to identify the types of information and additional research needed to generate the first hazardous waste management plan.
The main objectives of the first report are to establish a baseline understanding of how hazardous wastes are managed in the state of California, identify data gaps and areas that require additional research, and develop plans to fill the data gaps and complete additional research. To help achieve these objectives, the Hazardous Waste Management Plan Unit has begun collecting, organizing, and analyzing hazardous waste data. Prior to posting the final report to our website, we will hold workshops to provide updates on the draft report and to listen to your comments. The hazardous waste management reports are required to be completed every 3 years.
The data collected in the initial report and subsequent research will be used to make conclusions and recommendations in a hazardous waste management plan that will be presented to the Board of Environmental Safety for approval. The Hazardous Waste Management Plan then serves as a comprehensive planning document for the management of hazardous waste in the state, as a useful informational source to guide state and local hazardous waste management efforts, and to assist in the department's implementation of its program. Hazardous waste management plans are required to be completed every 3 years. DTSC looks forward to your engagement and assistance in this effort to develop a long-term reporting and planning program. Your involvement will be crucial to the success of this effort. Please visit our website for future project updates.